Hello everyone, this is Logan59XP here for another episode of the Nin-Cast here on March 6th of 2021, and for the first time in an eternity, we actually have someone else on one of these things.
Hey, it's DuoForce,
Yeah.
and the reason why I'm on one of these is because Logan doesn't really like Pokemon as much as I do, so I'll be able to really just talk more about what I think will be in the Diamond and Pearl remakes, and what will be cut, and what will be added. That's mainly what I want to talk about today.
So yeah.
So you start off. What did you think about the reveal trailer? And what do you think about the chibi style?
Okay, so I like how they're trying to go for a more quote unquote accurate way of going about things as opposed to just doing what most of the other remakes have done, where they'll just take basically the previous game and they'll just do that for the new game. Heart Gold and Soul Silver, it looks like Diamond and Pearl. ORAS looks like X and Y. Well, kinda anyway.
Back then you really couldn't just change up the style. So it makes sense now that they're doing it because the technology's there more. The graphics have expanded so much since Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire have. And back then when Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire released, it was just much easier to make Hoenn in the X and Y engine. But this time around, Sword and Shield is just such a big game that it'd be hard just to remake Sinnoh region in the Sword and Shield graphics. And I'll be honest, I like the Diamond and Pearl remake graphics more than Sword and Shield. I'm glad they went with the chibi style.
Yeah, I think
I like them a lot.
It mostly looks pretty good. The only thing about it that kind of throws me for a loop is the actual overworld character models. Some of them look kind of weird.
I like the overworld character models.
Other than that, though, it looks really spot on.
I like everything. I think they really nailed it.
Yeah,
the only thing they
literally
could do
looks
to make
like
it better,
the same game, just 3D. That's literally the exact same, basically.
I think they should add some outlines to the characters, and it would make them a lot better looking.
That actually probably.
But other than that, it looks fine. I like that they went with the chibi style. I'll be honest, I'm not too big of a fan on the Sword and Shield graphics, and I was honestly hoping that they would use the Let's Go graphics, not the Let's Go catching mechanics, but the Let's Go graphics for Diamond and Pearl remakes. And would I rather have the Let's Go graphics than the graphics we have now? Maybe, but I think they fit well with this game, and it gives the game a unique feel. And that's the one thing I like about the way the Pokemon company is going with their games, or Game Freak, because they're the one making this. Well, no, this game isn't even made by Game Freak, actually, so never mind then. But speaking of that, actually, this is the first mainline game that isn't developed by Game Freak.
Which is very interesting.
ILCA.
I couldn't even remember what their name was because no one's ever heard of them until this point.
They've worked on other RPGs like Dragon Quest and a few other games, and they've done Pokemon Home.
Okay, so they have some credibility going for them.
Yeah, it's not the Monolith Stop, the open world game that everyone's clamoring about.
It's a step.
But it makes sense because Game Freak's got their hands tied on Pokémon Legends, so it makes sense that they just said, "Hey, give this game to ILCA, have them do it."
Honestly, in a weird way, all things considered, I'm actually not super surprised that it's someone else is making it, because whenever people would ask them about Diamond and Pearl remake, it seems like they had absolutely no interest in making it. So it's kind of not that surprising that they just kind of handed it off to someone else.
Yeah, I don't know if this will be the last remake we get. Probably won't be, but it's certainly interesting that another company is developing this game, and I'm interested to see what it brings.
Also, another reason why maybe they also handed it off to someone else, aside from the fact that they're, of course, making Legends, is the fact that they couldn't really make Legends without doing the Diamond and Pearl remakes first. Because if they announced Legends and it was a game that was set in Sinnoh before we got the remakes, people would have flipped their load. Why are we getting this weird spin-off? We want the remakes! People would have done that.
I definitely agree.
So they had to do the remakes first.
The way they went about it was really smart. But it's kind of funny because Pokemon Legends is overshadowing these games. More people are hyped for Pokemon Legends than the Diamond and Pearl remakes.
Yeah, because it looks like
I mean,
because it's like different.
the open world game everyone. It's the open world Pokemon game everyone was asking for. They are making that, and I am honestly surprised. Well, we can already. There's a trailer. It looks open world enough.
Well, I know. It's just that I've been kind of, even though it looks interesting, I'm kind of in the camp of like, okay, let's not immediately jump on, look, Breath of the Wild for Pokemon's finally happening.
Yeah, you are right there. Shouldn't just jump the horse, but it does look like it's a big step in the right direction. It's a big step.
Yeah, definitely though.
But back to Diamond and Pearl. I like the graphics a lot. I think the graphics are fantastic. They just need to add some outlines and they'll be perfect. I love the chibi style. I really am glad they went with the chibi style. I was really hoping they wouldn't go with the Sword and Shield graphics for the remakes, and they didn't. And I'm also glad Dynamax is not going to be in these games. I did not like Dynamax.
I think it was pretty obvious we weren't going to get Dynamax the second that we saw it had that art style.
There's a lot of people thinking we were going to get him just because Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire had Mega Evolutions in them.
Well, if it was, if it was made by Game Freak and it used the Sword and Shield template, it probably would have Dynamax.
Yeah, but there's no way Dynamax is going to be in these games.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
And like, where would they put power spots and all that? It's just too much. But Mega Evolution, that's still on the table. I think Mega Evolution is coming back, and I also think Palkia and Dialga are going to have new forms. The reason why I say that is they have not revealed the box art for the games yet. And another funny thing is,
don't they normally reveal the box art? Like immediately.
Yes, like when Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire were first announced, the first thing they announced were the box arts, and you could see that Kyogre and Groudon had new forms. People thought they were Mega Evolutions, but no, they were Primal reversions. I really hope we get the same for Palkia and Dialga because we already have the artwork for Palkia and Dialga, but for some reason we don't have them on the box art. So I'm thinking they both have new forms, probably primals, and I just really hope we get Mega Evolutions. And Mega Evolutions, we have evidence that they can come back because on Poké Shopper, there's branded figures for Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, which include Mega Lucario alongside Mega Charizard X. You gotta have that Charizard. But if that's the case, we could be getting Mega Evolutions in this game. Whether or not we get new ones whether or not we get new Mega Evolutions, that's up for debate. But we could very well see Mega Evolutions returning to the Diamond and Pearl remakes because there are official licensed products under the name of Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl with Mega Lucario and Mega Charizard X.
What was the last game that had them?
The last game that had them were Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee.
They were in that game?
Yes, they were in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee.
Okay, I did not know that.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people realize it. But that's another thing. A lot of people thought Dynamax were going to be in these games, but in the last Kanto remakes, we didn't get any Z moves. Instead, we got Mega Evolutions. Now, granted, we didn't get any new ones, but we already had a lot of Mega Pokemon from Kanto because Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, they added quite a few Gen 1 Megas, like Pidgeot and Beedrill. And there was already a lot from X and Y. So I can see why they didn't really need to add any new ones. Because all like the really important Pokemon in that game had Megas, but in this game, if we get... Phone's ringing. Sorry about that. But if we get evolutions, Mega Evolutions, 100% the starters are getting Megas. And I think they will give these starters Mega Evolutions just to kind of say, hey, fans that got the old games, we're trying to bring you back, and this is what we're going to do to bring you back.
And also
giving
just
your
like
favorite starters new evolutions.
And also just marketing and toys and just having more forms just makes sense.
Yes.
Because that's like kind of a staple of like, hey, look, it's these old characters or old Pokemon, but different. You know?
The only, like, I don't think Mega Evolutions are dead at all. They're still very prominent in the Pokemon anime, believe it or not. Even though Dynamax is in the anime, the Pokemon anime, it isn't entirely set in the Galar region.
Well, yeah.
They've been outside Galar more than they've been in Galar. And there have been plenty of Mega Evolutions in the latest season of the Pokemon anime. So I just think I don't think they're done with Mega Evolutions, at least not yet. They still have, I 100% believe Mega Evolutions are coming to this game. It happened with the Mega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. It happened with Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. I 100% think this game will get them. I do not believe this is just a one-to-one remake of Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. Another thing I'm going to talk about is what content from Platinum being brought over to the Diamond and Pearl remakes. In Pokemon Platinum, if you went to Toys R Us, you would get a special Regigigas, and that would be used to catch the Regis. And I think they're going to do the same for this game. They're going to add in the Regi locations in Sinnoh, possibly even add in the last two Regis from the Sword and Shield DLC, because that's kind of like ties into Regigigas' lore. So I do think we'll get the other two Regis that were in Pokemon Sword and Shield in this game. But those will probably be the only two like new Pokemon in this game besides Galar forms and Alolan forms. But I can see them bringing that over from Pokemon Platinum is catching other Regis. Because in the original games, you would have to transfer over your Regirock, Regice, and Registeel from Ruby and Sapphire all the way over to Diamond and Pearl in order to catch Regigigas. But I highly doubt they're going to do this time, especially with how accessible they've been making legendaries in the past games. I highly, highly, highly doubt they're going to just say, oh, transfer over these Pokemon to get Regigigas. Another thing I think we're going to get, I don't think we're getting the base Pokemon Platinum decks. I mean, the base Diamond and Pearl decks. I really feel in my gut that we are going to get the Platinum Pokedex in this game, because that gives access to Pokemon like Magmortar and Electivire in the main story. Because in the base games, some of the new Pokemon were limited to the post game. But we'll get Eevee, all the evolutions in the main game. We'll get all the new Sinnoh evolutions like Tangrowth, Yanmega, Magnezone, Rhyperior, all those. We already know Porygon Z is in the game, so it really looks like they're going to go with the Platinum decks. And in the trailer, we saw a girl with the Gracidia flower that gives it to you in Platinum in the exact same spot she is in Platinum. In the city with all the hearts, I think it's Hearthome City. I forgot what it was called, but it was in Florida. No, it was a town with all the flowers where you get the spray duck. The girl is there that gives you the Gracidia flower. And that makes me think that we're going to get the event items in this game, which are going to be the Oak's Letter and the Card Key, which give you access to Darkrai and Shaman. But I do not think Arceus is going to be catchable in this game.
I was going to ask about that. Is it going to finally happen for real, legitimately?
I don't think they're going to include the Azure Flute. I think they're going to save all like the Arceus stuff for Legends. I do think Arceus will be in this game. Arceus will be in this game.
But you have to get him from the other game. Like a transfer?
You just have to transfer him from Pokemon Home, or they'll just send him out as an event.
Or what I said.
Yeah. So he'll be in the code of the game for sure.
Like, yeah, like, he's gonna be there. It's just a question of how you're gonna be able to get
Also,
him.
in Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, there are a lot of Pokemon you can catch. The only unobtainable Pokemon, if you go to Cerebree and you go to Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, and you look at all the unobtainable Pokemon, the only Pokemon that aren't in the game are the Gen 1, 2, and 3 starters and legendaries. Those are the only Pokemon that aren't in the game. But like in Diamond and Pearl, like there would be a lot of Pokemon that would be locked to like inserting Fire Red and Leaf Green and getting encounters that way, but they're still in the game.
But you needed to have like a DS Lite, so if you had a DS Lite like I did, you were screwed.
Yes, but if they're trying to be faithful, then we could be getting, I think, and with the figurine too that has Mega Charizard X, I think they'll have all Pokemon up to Gen 4, and they'll have like Sylveon from Gen 6, the Alolan forms from Gen 7, and the Galar forms from Gen 8, and then they'll have the 2 new Reggies, Regieleki and Regidraco. I think those will be the Pokemon included in these games. I don't think we'll get many Gen 5 Pokemon, many Gen 6 Pokemon aside from Sylveon, because Eevee evolves into Sylveon, and they're not just gonna cut out Sylveon but leave the rest of the evolutions in there. That's just ridiculous. Especially since fairy types are still very well a thing in this game. And the only Gen 7 Pokemon we'll get are going to be the Alolan forms of existing Pokemon. And the only Gen 8 Pokemon we'll get will be Galar forms, maybe Galar evolutions that you can just transfer over and maybe get some unique dialogue. But those are the Pokemon that I think will be in this game.
Okay, so just
What
like
do
on
you think about that?
Sorry, I was like, so wait, what were you talking about again? I was like looking at some screenshots.
No, what I was saying was I think all Pokemon up to Pokedex number 493, which is Arceus, will be in the game. And they'll include the Alolan forms of the existing Pokemon because they're just forms, and they did it in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, so they'll do it here. We'll get Sylveon from Gen 6. We'll get the Galar forms for the Pokemon in Diamond and Pearl remakes in this game, which will include like Galarian, Mr. Mime, all that stuff. But I don't think we'll get any Gen 8 Pokemon in the game itself, aside from Regieleki and Regidraco, which will be used to fight Regigigas, since that's how they did it in the DLC. It looks like they're with the Regi trio. I don't think they're just going to retcon them out.
Okay, that all sounds pretty sound to me.
Yeah. What I don't think we'll get, and you're not going to like me for this, but I 100% don't think Battle Frontier is coming back. I do not see it happening.
I mean, we'll at least have the Battle Tower for what that's worth, but...
Normally, I am that guy that thinks, like, that has high hopes of that stuff, but I'll say it. We are not getting Battle Frontier in this game.
Well, let's hope you're proven wrong. Oh, wait, okay, I just realized something else. Okay, I just realized something else. I mean, this is kind of like the most obvious thing ever because, like, of course, but, like, obviously, wasn't this the last game in the series that had the Game Corner? Well,
yes,
that ain't coming back.
Well, okay, it came back in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. You just couldn't play any games. So what I think they'll do is, if they're trying to be faithful, they'll just pull Heart Gold and Soul Silver.
We're like, what? They just changed what the game is?
Yes.
Like what was it like?
I know
in Japan, it was like something else, and then we got like Voltorb Flip or whatever. I forget what the difference was. I just remember that like the games were different.
In Europe version, I don't know if it was in Diamond and Pearl or Platinum when they did this, but in the European versions of the game, the game corner was locked
In Diamond and Pearl or Heart Gold Soul
in
Silver? Like,
Platinum. I think in Platinum. I don't know if it was in Diamond and Pearl or Platinum, but it was in one of those games.
Okay, now I want to know that for sure, because that sounds really weird to me that they would lock out the game corner for specific
For a year
regions.
up only.
And obviously that wouldn't happen now because everything is like universal, basically. It's like we either get it or we don't, and we all know we ain't getting it. In ORAS, they just put a sign that's like, "Thank you for your years of service."
We got the game corner in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. We'll get it in this game. They'll just pull a Heart Gold and Soul Silver.
Then that doesn't explain why it wasn't in ORAS.
ORAS, Marvel City got a whole entire revamp, so it kind of made sense that they just said, "Oh, it's closed," because they just didn't want to remodel it.
Okay, let's see. Okay,
yeah,
so
here you go.
So in the Japanese version of Heart Gold and Soul Silver, they had slot machines, but in the Korean and the Western versions, we had Voltorb Flip. That's at least for Heart
I think
Gold and
we'll
Soul
get
Silver.
something like that in these games.
I don't see anything in here about
I just don't. It's
the
funny
European
to me that
version just being closed.
games can be rated E and have microtransactions, but you have gambling with in-game currency that you cannot buy, and it's automatically rated keeper team. That makes no sense to me. Makes no sense at all.
Well, this isn't going to have microtransactions anyway.
I know it's not going to have microtransactions. I hope it's not going to have microtransactions.
No,
I know
none of their games have it. Well, none of the console
Yeah.
games anyway, and I don't think that's going to change anytime soon.
At least I hope not. But game corner, it's gonna stay in at least like to where you can go inside. I don't think they're just gonna take it out of the game entirely. If they're trying to be faithful, they'll just probably add in a new mini game because that's how you get Porygon. But it's just a fucking game corner. I really don't care about the game corner. It's not really worth discussing it too much because whether we get it or not, it's not too big of a deal.
I mean, yeah, but, you know, it's just kind of like something I felt like bringing up because, you know, what are they going to do with the game?
I think it was a part of the story too, but I wonder what they're going to do with Palkia and Dialga in this game. Because I have a feeling they're going to get new forms. Otherwise, they would have just revealed the box art already.
Well, yeah.
They can say like they're trying to be faithful, but I mean, they can still be faithful remakes while adding in new mechanics because they're already. I think what they meant by faithful were the graphics. That's what I think they meant by being faithful. They're faithful to the graphics of the original games. And
the characters aren't redesigned.
The characters aren't. Well, they didn't really need redesigns because they were new enough.
But that's like kind of been a staple.
With Ruby, Sapphire, Gold, and Silver, they were all like super old games, so like their designs were outdated. But by 2006, Ken Sugimori was like drawing his modern art. He wasn't using watercolor anymore, and everything was modernized by that time. So it makes sense that we're not getting new outfits for Don Lucas, and also Don's Diamond and Pearl outfit. It's way too marketable just to change up. So it makes sense that we didn't get new outfits for these characters.
I think we would have gotten new outfits if this was like a more, quote, traditional remake.
I think it's a traditional remake.
Well, again, as in like...
The only thing that's... Oh, you mean like if they just went with the Sword and Shield graphics? Even then, I don't think we would have gotten new character redesigns because, like, in every game that's had 3D, like in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, there were Cynthia's in the game in the battle tree, and Cyrus was in the game on Rainbow Rocket. None of those characters got redesigned.
Well, of course they have redesigns, because there's no remakes of them.
Well,
there wasn't at the time,
redesigned.
so why would they redesign them?
Because older characters that appeared in newer games always got like a slight redesign. For example, like Caitlyn in Platinum got redesign in Black and White. Same with Looker. I think Looker got a design update in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. That's another thing too. You're not going to have Looker in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire and not in the generation he originated from. We are 100% getting Looker in these games.
Kind of forgot about Looker. For some reason, I associate it more with like the anime than the game.
We will get Looker in these games.
I mean, was he in the original?
No, he appeared in Pokemon Platinum.
Okay,
he was not in
Okay,
Diamond and Pearl.
I feel like I do remember that he was a Platinum only thing.
Yes.
But you think he will be coming back?
100% he will be coming back. Maybe not in the same way he was in Pokemon Platinum, but
he'll be there.
Yes.
Somewhere, doing something.
It'd be extremely bizarre to me if they decided to cut him out. He has been in... Well, he wasn't in Sword and Shield, but he was in Platinum, Black and White, X and Y, Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire, Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun and Moon. The only game he hasn't been in are Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee and Pokemon Sword and Shield.
Okay, well, that's another fun fact. I didn't know that he was in Sun and Moon or any of the newer games.
Yeah, he has been a recurring character.
Okay, well...
So if we don't get him in these games, that would really be surprising. I'd really be surprised if we ended up not getting Looker. And that's why I think we will 100% get him in these games. And what they said by Faithful, I really have a strong feeling that when they say Faithful,
the graphics,
they're
not
referring to
everything
the
else.
graphic. Yes. If you're telling me it's going to be a one-on-one remake, which there's evidence that it isn't, then you're ridiculous. They're not going to have no gimmicks in this game. This game's going to have Mega Evolutions.
I never said that it would.
I know you didn't, but there's a lot of people out there that think this will be a strict Diamond and Pearl remake. No, this game is old. There's stuff they need to add. Like, there's a lot of stuff in Pokemon Platinum. Not everything, but I 100% believe we're getting the Pokemon Platinum decks with some new Pokemon like Sylveon and maybe like other evolutions of Pokemon that weren't in Diamond and Pearl. Well, there weren't that many, just Galarian evolutions, but those will probably be transfer-only Pokemon, so they probably won't include them in the decks. But we will get the Sinnoh decks, not the Sinnoh decks, the Platinum decks in this game.
Okay, I got a question.
Yes.
I'm guessing this is going to be a no, but I don't know. The one thing from Platinum that when I think of as like a Platinum only thing, like what the heck is it called? Like the something dimension, like that new area, whatever.
Distortion World.
Yeah, like the Distortion World. Is it yes or no?
That's a good question. That is a good question. I don't want to say too much on that until we see more of the game, because to be honest, I really don't know. I want to say they'll do what I think they'll do. In Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, we had the Delta episode for Rayquaza. So it kind of got its unique episode with Zinnia.
The Platinum episode.
Or the Star episode, if they want to go by
Star.
Like the adjective they'd use.
Getting flashbacks to Pokemon Star, the game that never came out.
I really hope. I know they've never done this. This is so stupid, but I really hope they remake Platinum out of Star Platinum, just so we can get another JoJo reference in the game. That's the only reason why I'd want that to happen, but it's ridiculous. But I don't know what they'll do with Garantina. What I don't think they'll do is I don't think they'll just send him to Turnback Cave. That is just ridiculous. They will not send him back to Turnback Cave. they'll do more with Garantina because it's more than just the Battle Frontier. The Battle Frontier not being in Omega Ruby, not Sapphire, isn't that big of a deal because
it's a side thing.
Because we got a replacement, but this is like an entirely big story.
Well, yeah.
So I think it's possible. I do think it's possible.
I hope it's there. I want to see that in like
I hope it's
HD.
there too, by all means.
But I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna be on Mr. Pessimistic side and say it won't be there.
I think I'm gonna say it will, just because it's big enough, and like the Pokemon Company has like made like shorts on it and stuff. Like in Pokemon Generations, we got the Distortion World, and like it's a pretty big. It's big enough to where they can't just throw it away. I do think we'll get Distortion World. Plus, how are we going to get the Grisius Orb too? Because the Grisius Orb was only in Platinum, but they'll be in these games, and that's his origin form where you can. Because if they're not going to have the Distortion World, then Giratina will only have his land form. He will not get his Grisius Orb, his origin form in this game.
Which is not happening. They're not going to get rid of one of his other forms.
But the reason why I say that is because it ties in directly to Pokemon Platinum's Distortion World. That the only way you can change his form is by going into the Distortion World and getting the Grisius Orb. And that's his origin form. That's the form he has in the Distortion World. So to say that they'll just ditch the Distortion World entirely, thinking about it now, I highly doubt that's going to happen. It won't be in the same way as it was in Platinum, but it will still be there in some form at least.
Watch it just be like they just reference it, like, because like isn't there like that library where you can like look at books and like the history of Sinnoh or something? Like watch it, they just like put it in a book and it's just they just reference it like once and that's it. That's the only time they mention it in the whole game.
I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't think they're just gonna reference it. They will not put the what do you call it, Battle Frontier in the game, but they will include the Distortion World. We already know we're getting Platinum content in this game, and with Garantina having a new form from Platinum that will be in this game as well, it's ridiculous to say that they'll just just send him to Turnback Cave in the they did in the original.
How do we know that there's Platinum stuff in this game?
Porygon Z was in the trailer, and he was only in the Platinum Dex. And one of the I already talked about this earlier, but the lady that gives you the Gracidia flower, she's not in the original games because Shaman Skyform didn't exist in Diamond and Pearl. It was only in Pokemon Platinum. So we know we're getting that. Shaman's Skyform is in the game. It is in the same spot as it was in Platinum. And that's how I just kind of figured that Faithful remake stuff is only referring to the graphics. I do think we'll get new megas. I do think we will get a new form for Palkia and Dialga. And if we're getting new forms for Palkia and Dialga, I think they will tie into the Distortion World. They can have the new forms for Palkia and Dialga tie in to the Distortion World. And that's how I think they'll bring it back, honestly. Thinking about it now, if they give Palkia and Dialga new forms, which I really think they do, otherwise there is no reason for hiding the box art of the games. If they give Palkia and Dialga new forms, they will tie in to the Distortion World. And that's how we will get the Distortion World in this game.
Okay, I got another question. This one's not as big, but just again, another random thing.
Yes.
So Rotom, his other forms, that was a Platinum edition, right? I know that they've brought it back. There's a room in every game, at least every game I've played where you can. I will
100% get it in the same way we did in Platinum. I actually don't know how they did it in Platinum, but it's almost guaranteed they're just gonna give us the room. It's probably just gonna be unlocked automatically. You're not gonna need the event key because his forms, believe it or not, they were in Platinum only, they were event only, and in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, they changed that to where you can just get them automatically.
I don't remember them being event only in Platinum.
They were. I will go look that up right now. Actually, I'll go to Cerebi.net.
Okay. I do remember where the location is. Like, it's like a little like warehouse, whatever. That's right next to like the galactic, like one of the galactic buildings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to get the secret key, and it was given over Wi-Fi.
Translation action replay for everyone else.
Yes. And did you know that...
Also, sirens.
Oh, yeah. I'm looking on Cerebi, and this Cerebi's outdated as shit with their older games because it's... the international dates for the secret key are not even on the website, and they say it's to be revealed soon. So I'm betting they were at one point Japan only, but I mean that's not the case anymore because they were in Heart Gold and Soul Silver. But they were in the. We'll just get in at the same place they were in the Diamond and Platinum, which is the what do you call it? Eterna Galactic Hideout. So that's probably how they'll do them. How do you change Rotom forms in Sword and Shield? I actually don't know.
I have no idea. Is
I
Rotom
never
even in the game? I don't even know.
Right in the game. The Rotom's in the game.
Okay, I don't know if he is.
There's
I never
Rotom
looked.
Dev, there's a Rotom Bike. Rotom's in the game.
Okay, because I never looked at like was he always there or was he added?
The only thing I'm wondering about what they're gonna do about one of the features is the Pokétch. What are they gonna do about that?
There's no touchscreen anymore. Like, well, there is a touchscreen. But...
we know that the Pokétch is coming back because it's on the character's artwork, and they even have like the same graphics from the original game. So
they're just gonna retool it, I guess.
Yeah. Or, hear me out. This may sound ridiculous, but you know how they released Pokeball Plus for Let's Go Pikachu Eevee?
And how
they will do that with the Pokétch for Diamond and Pearl remakes. And that's how they'll add the Pokétch into the games.
It feels like, okay, when Let's Go was announced, did they announce the Pokemon Plus alongside it?
I
don't remember.
I
want to say they did.
Think they don't remember. They did because we got the reveal in the Pokemon
press conference. Well, for the Let's Go thing.
But I don't know. We don't really know much about these games, and for a remake, it was revealed pretty early.
That's true, but at the same time, anniversary.
Yeah, it's true.
If this wasn't an anniversary year, then yeah, they probably would have just waited. But also, they have Legends, so that's two big things they can announce at once. So I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe, so
and they couldn't have announced Legends first. I mean, they could have, but that would have been weird. But yeah.
Yeah, it was better just to go with like the smaller than like the big hitter. Because now that Pokemon Legends is out, I don't think many people are even like talking about the remakes. They're just talking about Legends, and I'm hyped for Legends. I think Legends looks like a great game. We just don't know much about the game other than there'll be like a few new Pokemon, and that it's open world. It's not like we catch Pokemon in the overworld, we battle in the overworld. There's really not much I can say because we really just don't know much about those games other than like what the leak showed us. We will be getting new Pokemon, which I think is pretty cool. I still don't think it's like it won't be on the scale of like say what Gen 9 will be. And speaking of that matter, I hope people don't get upset when Gen 9 is nothing like Legends and it's more on the terms of Pokemon Sword and Shield, because
That would be kind of weird though, to
Legends.
have like the open world, all that stuff be like not
I think
not
it'll be open
integrated
world,
into
but
the
I
main
don't think I
series.
don't think we'll be having like overworld battles like we did in Legends. But I'm kind of glad we're getting like a smaller side project like Diamond and Pearl to fill in the gap between Legends. There's also there's going to be a pretty small gap between Legends and Diamond and Pearl remakes,
Yeah,
which
it's
I
gonna be
find
like a
kind of
couple
interesting.
of months, which
It's
is gonna
not.
be.
We're finally not getting a November release date for a main series game.
But that's
And
only
yes,
because there's another main series game coming out in like November or probably
yes,
November.
yeah.
But it's
But
also kind of interesting how like they're not waiting until even spring. It's like early 2022.
Legends looks like it takes place in what our world would be the late 19th century, like the Meiji area.
Yeah, you can tell it has that old school
Because
Japanese
they're
style going
because
on.
like it's not that old, but it's old enough because like we see a room with a carpet, we see lanterns, we see a lot of technology that was invented in the late 19th century. So
Oh yeah,
it seems like
also one thing that I think is kind of neat is how like the Pokeballs in that game they're like ancient old Pokeballs that work differently, kind of like the one in like that one movie that was like steam powered or whatever. That's kind of neat.
I like that. I do think that's really interesting that they went with those.
And also because we haven't had like a new Pokeball anything in like an eternity. So
we had the Ultra Ball in Sun and Moon, but other than that, we haven't had any new Pokeballs, which are really weird to me.
Like we haven't had like a new one that you can actually like buy on a consistent basis since Gen 4, I think. Like I know there's like the Dream Ball in Gen 5, but like like
they actually retconned the Dream Ball. They did retcon the Dream Ball to a regular Pokeball. It just works better when Pokemon are asleep. Now that the Dream World is not a thing, you can buy. They're like regular Pokeballs now, so I think that's pretty cool. That they actually retcon them.
Okay, so yeah. Literally, like the Dusk Ball, Heal Ball, Quick Ball, all that stuff. Yeah, Gen 4. We literally haven't had a proper like new available in like a Pokemart, style Pokeball literally since then.
Also, these will be the last Pokemon games with the Pokemart in them.
Oh yeah, where it's a separate building.
Yeah.
You know what's weird? I remember 10 something years ago, like looking on Bulbapedia or whatever and seeing like a Japanese screenshot of like black and white and being like, "Whoa, it looks so much better." It was in the Pokemart. Like it was like the first ever screenshot I saw of that game before it came out in the West. It was like it looked so good. I don't know what it was. But yeah. I was gonna say, actually, yeah, we do see it. Because I was looking on like one of the websites for screenshots, and there's like one of like I forget which one. I think I want to say it's what's it called, Jubilee City. I forget what the name of it was. Point is, I know which one. Yeah, and like you can see the Pokemon Center and then a Pokemart right above it in the same spot. I'm sure it was in the original, because why wouldn't it be in the same spot? But,
yeah. So Legends, what I do like about Legends is there's going to be new Pokemon in Legends, so it's kind of like it makes the game more fresh. You're not just catching a bunch of old Pokemon. There'll be some new forms in there at the very least. One of the Pokemon in the leak screenshots looks like an evolution of Stantler, because it is a deer Pokemon, but the silhouette does not match up to Sawsbuck or any of the other deer Pokemon we have, so we know it's a new Pokemon. There's also a giant duck Pokemon, which I think will be a evolution to the Farfetch'd we have now, or not the regular Farfetch'd, because the only Farfetch'd variant that evolves is Galarian Farfetch'd. The regular Farfetch'd do not evolve. It's only Galarian Farfetch'd that has evolutions in the game. So it's going to be interesting to see that. We saw we saw a new bird Pokemon as well. So I'm looking forward to it and to see how they'll implement them into future Pokemon games.
I think kind of like another idea is like, at least the way I'm kind of also thinking about it, again, the whole thing where it's like, is this going to be like a recurring thing? Like if they, like the fact that they call it Pokemon Legends and then it has a subtitle, it just makes me feel like it's going to be some new series, but also like, will that actually be the basis for something they could do in the mainline series or not?
That is a good question.
Because I think a lot of people would want them to take stuff from that and put it in Gen 9 or whatever.
I think, yes, we'll get more Pokemon Legends games, but they will be spread apart, like, as far as, like, remakes are. Like, you know how far apart Fire Red and Heart Gold and Soul Silver were? I think that's how it'll be with Pokemon Legends. We'll get a Pokemon Legends game every 5 years. Because it looks like they'll take a lot of resources to make. It doesn't look like just an easy game to develop, especially for a studio like Game Freak. It's really surprising to see them going all out with Legends. Also, we're finally having a Pokemon generation that is over 3 years again, because in Gen 4, that generation lasted for 4 years, but every single generation past that was only a 3-year generation. So it's kind of nice that Gen 8 is staying a little longer and that we're not getting Gen 9 for some time, until at the very least 2023. That I am glad to see that. It gives them just more time to really think and conceptualize Gen 9, whatever they're going to be, and we're actually getting some unique games too. Like, yeah. Legends is I'm glad they're making Legends, because it's a game we haven't had before. Like, it's a different type of game. It's not just fight the gym leaders. No, it's something unique, something new, something new to Game Freak trying out.
I think that's the main reason, aside from the fact that it's open world or whatever. I think that's the other reason why people are more excited for that, is just because, hey, look, it's not the same formula from the last 20 years or whatever.
It's a different formula. Like, I think that's why a lot of people didn't like Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, because they changed things up a lot, but people didn't like that. So I think they went ahead and just listened to what people wanted, and they changed stuff up. And it's not a spin-off game. They changed stuff up with a main series game. So I'm really excited to see what comes out of Legends. Sword and Shield, I know Sword and Shield get a lot of hate, but I don't hate Sword and Shield. I think they're pretty good Pokemon games. So if they just expand upon what they did in Sword and Shield and just really put all their effort into the Pokemon Legends game, I think it'll end up being one of the greatest Pokemon games ever.
Okay, I got like one quick thing, I guess, about Legends. I guess we could say this for both, but I think mainly because Legends is a bit farther out. Like, when do you think is the next time we'll get to see it?
That's weird, because I want to say they'll talk about it more once the Diamond and Pearl remakes are released, but they release in such a short time frame that I think maybe we'll the press conference they have in May.
Yeah.
If we get one of those, I think we won't get too much new information, but I think we'll get another trailer. And we'll get like a big trailer for Pokemon Diamond and Pearl remakes. And that's another thing too. If it's just gonna be a one-on-one remake, then I don't think they would have revealed it at the anniversary direct, because
then there wouldn't be that much else to say about it.
If this was just a strict Diamond and Pearl remake, which it just doesn't seem likely, with all the stuff that Platinum did, and with like us seeing like there's Platinum content in this game, even though it's not much, it's just minor. I think they have to have Mega Evolutions or something to keep us hyped. Because if they just throw it at us and say, "Oh, it's the same game," people aren't going to be interested. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire sold more than Heart Gold and Soul Silver, um, and Fire Red and Leaf Green because they added just so much content to the game. Well, they didn't really add too much, but I mean, it was different enough from Ruby and Sapphire.
Well, I can't really argue that Heart Gold and Soul Silver wasn't different enough because I haven't really played the original. Well, except for like a couple of random times back in the day. But the problem is like, you know those old Game Boy carts, the batteries in them? So I would keep starting a playthrough in like Gold or Crystal, I forget which one it was.
I used an emulator.
And like I kept losing the save data, so eventually I was just like, screw it, whatever.
That happened with me with a bootleg copy of Fire Red and Leaf Green that my grandma got me for Christmas, and she thought it was real. See, and I was like, oh my god, Pokemon Fire Red.
See, I never really played the originals.
Yeah, but I really got everything I wanted to say out. Especially about, especially about the Diamond and Pearl remakes. Again, Legends, we do know there's going to be new Pokemon, which I think are cool. I think... Oh yeah, there is one thing I wanted to talk about with Legends. Do you think we will be getting new forms for the fully evolved starter Pokemon that are in that game? Because we have Rowlet, Cyndaquil, and Oshawott. I think since we know there's going to be new Pokemon in these games, I think the final evolutions of Rowlet, Oshawott, and Cyndaquil will be different than the ones we know today. Whether it will be new forms or a branch evolution, I don't know, but I do think we will be getting something new with the starters. Just to like sort of like bring us in more to the game.
Yeah, that definitely.
And what I was talking about with, and let me get back to what I was talking about with like the Diamond and Pearl release schedule. If it's all the way out in November, October, and there's no new megas, no new nothing for the games, then what are they going to talk about? Because if that's the case, then the trailer we already have is enough to go by the full game. If it really is a one-on-one remake, which it's just not going to be a one-to-one remake. It's not. They have to have something new in the games. And that's also the reason why they haven't revealed the box art. I'll say it a million times. We're getting a Primal Dialga and Primal Palkia.
Or at least some new form of them.
I think we'll get a new form for Regigigas too. A Primal Regigigas makes sense.
Okay, so wait. Actually,
hey, I have to cut you off real quick because I have to use the restroom.
Okay. Well, I was gonna say, well, even though I guess technically speaking this wouldn't really make sense because Dialga and Palkia already don't have any other forms. They're just Dialga and Palkia. I was gonna say, well, if they're gonna get primal forms or a new form, then wouldn't Giratina as well? Because in ORAS, Rayquaza got a new form. Rayquaza, whatever. I'm gonna say Rayquaza. Deal with it. But Rayquaza got a new form as well. So wouldn't Giratina get a new one? But he also already has, his origin form. So he already has two forms anyway. So, I don't know. I'll bring that up when he gets back. But I mean, it'd be kind of weird to like leave out Giratina, especially since he is a very well-known, popular Pokemon. Compared to like other third wheel ones, because every Pokemon game has the two main legendaries, and then there's like the third one. At least most of the time. I actually don't think. Actually, no, maybe it does. I just don't remember. No. I was gonna say in Gold and Silver, there's Ho-Oh and Lugia, but there's not really a third one. Although I guess there's like Suicune and like those guys, but they're not really a third legendary, so to speak. Maybe there's one I'm forgetting and I'm just an idiot here, but starting with like Gen 3, Kyogre, Groudon, Rayquaza, Diamond and Pearl, Dialga, Palkia, Giratina, Gen 5, Reshiram, Zekrom, and Kyurem, Gen 6. I forget the names of like the two main ones, but I know like Zyogre is like the third one, and of course there was all the Pokemon Z stuff that never really happened, but we got a Z anime-ish, that whole thing. But you get the point. Like there's always like a third one, so I think it'd be kind of weird to not give Giratina a new form. but at the same time, he already has another form. So giving him a third form, I don't know. Maybe there's a case in the past where a legendary has gotten a third form that I just don't remember because, yeah, obviously as you can probably tell by him doing a lot of the talking right now, I am not as into Pokemon as I used to be. I was like into Pokemon during the DS days, both Gen 4 and Gen 5. I dropped out with X and Y, not out of malicious or because I didn't, or because the games looked bad.
I was taking the piss. I did not hear a single word you said.
Okay, well, I was just talking about a couple of things while I was waiting on you. One of the things I was bringing up was since you were like, oh, like Dialga and Palkia have to have new forms because why would they be hiding the box art from us?
Yes.
I was gonna say, even though he already has another form, would Giratina get one as well because Rayquaza got one in ORES?
The only thing that's weird about it is Giratina already has a new form, when Groudon and Kyogre got new forms, they weren't in the same vein as Rayquaza because Rayquaza just got a Mega Evolution. He did not get a Primal.
Okay, well, I didn't know that. I just knew that he got something.
It did get a new form, but Rayquaza got a new form, but it wasn't a Primal. So I don't know if they give it to Giratina because it already has a form, but it's not on the same it's not on the same level as a Mega or a Primal. So I really don't know because then Giratina would have 3 forms, which would kind of be shaking things up. But I think it's possible because I mean, shit, Mewtwo has like 10 forms, Charizard has like 13 of them, so it wouldn't be the bizarre.
Well, we got anything else really to say here?
I pretty much got everything I wanted to say out there, and I'm really glad I got to the end of this Nin-Cast because I really wanted to like put my thoughts on the remake out there. I originally wasn't really too hyped for the remake, but I'm kind of excited just to like kind of change my opinion on Sinnoh because I didn't really like Sinnoh too much, but I'm gonna like replay and just try and get like a better vibe from it. And I think the remake will help me with that tremendously, and I'm excited to see what the remake does to Sinnoh. It's nice that like people have been wanting Sinnoh remakes for such a long time, and now they're finally getting it. I think that's wonderful. I do think these games should have came out earlier. Hell, I'd even say they should have came out on the 3DS. That way we could have kept the Pokétch. And with these graphics, they would for sure be able to run on 3DS, but it's cool that we're getting it on Switch too. I'm not saying they should be on 3DS now. I'm saying they should have done this after Ultra Sun and Moon. I think that would have been the perfect time to do remakes, is after Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon.
So, like, they wouldn't have done Let's Go? Or that would have still existed, or what?
That would have just been a year later.
And that then Sword and Shield would have been a year later. And then now all this stuff would be a year later.
No, and then we'd be getting Legends this year.
Oh, right, because they would, well...
Yeah.
Wait. Like, what, you saying they'd skip the DLC? I don't know.
Or they just include the DLC with the game. We'd be getting... Well, no, we would still be getting Legends in 2022. The Legends would be coming out the same year. Because this would be the year we get DLC. Then next year we get Legends, so...
Oh, yeah. Okay, so yeah, never mind. Yeah, my brain just kind of died trying to process.
Yeah, my brain kind of died as well.
Yeah, it really is like kind of weird how long people have talked about Diamond and Pearl remakes. Like, I remember even in like 2015 talking.
Yeah, I remember that too. I remember like, people talking about Hoenn remakes before Hoenn got its remakes. I remember people talking about that. I mean, back when they weren't even a thing.
I kind of brought this up while you were gone, but I haven't really been to Pokemon since like Gen 6. I was like, the DS era, and then I just kind of dropped off. So like, I didn't really follow speculation or anything. I mean,
because you did play this game back in the day, right?
Yes. In fact, Pokemon Diamond was actually my first Pokemon game. Ironically, and maybe perfectly, I got it for my birthday when I turned 10. So that's kind of an interesting coincidence there.
And how old are you now?
21.
Oh,
so
nice. I'm only 19.
So yeah, January 29th, 2010 is when I got that. And then, Heart Gold and Soul Silver came out shortly afterward, and I got that and everything, and, kept going from there until, Black and White 2 was the last one I played. But I didn't actually play Black and White 2 until, right before X and Y came out. I don't know why. I got it in, August or something of, 2013,
Yeah, Black and 2 are great games.
All I remember is that's the one I think I played the least, because even by that point I wasn't really into it as much. I only just got Black and White 2, I think. Well, Black and White 2 as in I got White 2 because I had the original White. I think I just got it just because, and I beat it pretty quickly and played it for a couple of days, but I didn't really play it nearly as much as the original Black and White or Heart Gold or Soul Silver or Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, all that stuff. And then I just kind of stopped. Until 2019 when Sword and Shield came out, and I only really got it because my brother wanted to get it, and I was like, you know what, sure, whatever. Despite everything surrounding that game, I'm also kind of agreed, I enjoyed Sword and Shield for what they were.
Despite all the controversy, there really isn't much about it that's bad anymore, because they're fixing the animations in Legends, which actually I didn't even talk about that. The animations in Legends look really good.
I haven't really looked at them that much, but I have heard people talk about how they're improved.
The only reason why the Galar games get the hate is because they said, oh, we cut the Pokedex for animations, and lo and behold, they're the same animations as they were in X and Y, and Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, Sun and Moon.
I think people would have still complained otherwise, but not as much. It definitely wouldn't have been as big.
Yeah.
They didn't make that.
Or maybe they were talking about
stand.
Legends. Maybe that's what they were talking about. Maybe the high quality animations was referring to Legends. Who knows?
Okay.
Probably.
Okay, see, when I was saying about the one thing, I was never really all that, the Sword and Shield graphics or whatever. I was just kind of I think the games look mostly fine. There are rough spots, but I think they mostly look fine. Yeah. Legends, the two things I noticed, and of course, it's coming out in a year. Obviously, things will change, all that stuff. But the two things I noticed, at least from the trailer when I first saw it in the stream, was one, jaggies, and two, I could see frame rate drops.
It's still a year off. It's still a year off. That's actually one game they will change up before it releases.
Yeah,
I can tell. It looks jaggy. If they add outlines to it, it'll look good.
By comparison, the Diamond Pro remakes, even though obviously we only just have the one trailer, there is a screenshot on one of the websites, and the one I was talking about earlier that had the Pokemon and the Poke Center or whatever, and I can tell just by looking at it, it's native 1080p and there's no jaggies or anything. It looks really clean, so at the very least that will look good. I'm just concerned what Legends might end up looking like. Hopefully it's more cleaned up. And the frame rate issues.
I'm sure it'll be good.
Because, I could see some, very visible frame rate stuff in that trailer.
Yeah, I saw it too, especially with the Chingling.
Yeah. That definitely needs to be fixed.
Oh, yeah. That needs fixing.
Because that's something that literally anyone with eyes can see. Yeah.
It's pretty bad. It's not good at all. So they should just change it. I'm sure they'll fix it up because they're not working on Diamond and Pearl remakes. That's all ILCA. Masuda is the director, but I don't think he's the director of Legends, so it doesn't really tie in.
Oh yeah, it didn't even Did they ever say who was the lead for Legends at all?
No, I can look that up though.
Yeah.
I wonder how Legends Arceus will work with Pokemon Home.
I don't see what would be confusing about that.
I don't know. Just if you can, because it'd probably work in the same band as Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee would. So I don't know why I'm tripping over it. But I wonder how it'll work. Okay, this is actually another topic we can talk about before we end the video. Transferring Pokemon between Brilliant Diamond and Sword and Shield. Will you be able to put Pokemon from Pokemon Sword into the Diamond and Pearl remakes and back into Sword and Shield? Or will it just be a one-way?
This is another one of those things where it'd be like if this was the, the regular way where it's the Sword and Shield and all that. If it was that, yes, 100%.
This is something I'm actually like.
But this is a
and like how would it work? I wanted to see how it will work for VGC as well. Even though I'm not a competitive player, what will they do for VGC? They'll probably end up using the Diamond and Pearl, they'll use the Diamond and Pearl remakes for VGC. But I just don't know how like transferring Pokemon will be between Sword and Shield in this game. I think we'll be able to transfer Pokemon from Sword and Shield into this game, but it'd be weird. It'd be really weird if we couldn't trade them back with Pokemon Home. So that's really my only concern about the games.
Okay, so like I'm like looking at like a couple of screenshots on the Pokemon website for like Legends, and like some of these shots actually look pretty good, at least for like the small frame they let you look at it. I don't know, just looks better. I mean, you'd hope it looked better, but like some of these look kind of, like more rough, and then other ones look pretty solid. So it's like, yeah. Okay, actually, there's one other thing I want to bring up actually about Legends. I'm sure that the answer to this is a definitive no, but I saw someone out there, I forget who it was, but I remember seeing someone say something about how this game supposedly runs on the Breath of the Wild engine, and I call nonsense on that, because why would it?
That's probably just a meme.
Like, I mean, maybe it is. I don't know, but I swear I saw someone that...
You gotta realize, too, that Pokemon, even though this is an open world game, it's still a night and day difference between Breath of the Wild.
Well, yeah, of course it is.
Yeah,
there's no way. Like, never mind the fact that it just doesn't make sense. It's also just, like, why the heck would, like, Game Freak want... Like, I don't know, I just don't see why that would make any sense.
I think they probably upgraded Sword and Shield engine because there's already open world with the DLCs. Both of the DLCs are fully open world.
Well, I was gonna just say, well, anyway, they already kind of somewhat dabble into that just with the wild area alone. So
I think it's an upgraded engine of Sword and Shield, and
I mean that's what it has to be.
That's what it most likely is.
Yeah, I don't know. I just felt like bringing it up because...
Wild engine just feels fucking ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Whoever said that.
Because I saw that and I was like, oh, come on. Just because it looks like Breath of the Wild, quote unquote, doesn't mean it's running on the same engine. Oh, yeah. Also, like... This doesn't really matter, I guess, but just like the battle UI for the game, why is it... It looks like... Kind of looks like, I want to say it's Sun and Moon with, like, the little paint streak thingy. I don't know. I don't know what you want to call it. Like, okay, so, like, you see, like, where you have, like, your Pokemon's, like, name and the level and, like, the health, there's, like, a paint strip thing that's, like, blue and red and stuff. I don't know, like, just... I don't know, because I swear that was in, like, Sun and Moon, or it was in one of the games, so that's why I'm bringing it up. It doesn't really matter, just... Yeah. Oh yeah, also, this doesn't really matter, I guess, but what the heck were, like, the Pokemon games classified as before this one? Because on the website, it says genre action RPG. I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm guessing just RPG or something like that.
Or
like,
JRPG.
I feel weird calling Pokemon a JRPG, even though technically speaking, that's what it is.
Isn't that exactly what it is? It's
it is. It just feels weird. Like, when I think JRPG, I don't think Pokemon.
That's exactly what I think about when I think about
I don't
JRPGs.
know, I think like Final Fantasy or something. I don't think Pokemon, even though it's technically one. Maybe it's just because Pokemon is never really, well, at least the mainline games haven't really been about like a story for the most part. It's just basically a setting. It's just there for the sake of progressing the game or whatever. I don't know, you know what I mean?
Right. So is there anything else you want to talk about?
Well, I mean, I'll see. I think we've talked about mostly everything, but I want to make sure that I'm not forgetting something, because
Same here. I'm actually playing Pokemon Pearl as we are talking about this.
Because there's one thing that's happened plenty of times is that I'll do something, and then like an hour later I'll be like, dang it, I forgot to talk about that.
Yeah.
So I want to make sure I got everything right here, right now. Let's see.
When's the last time I've been on one of your videos?
It's 2018. I know it's definitely 2018.
2018.
I want to say, I'm gonna say it was the, like, we talked about Smash right after it was announced. I want to say that was the last one. If it wasn't, it was close to that.
Is that still uploaded on your channel?
It's unlisted, but you can still look at it.
Oh.
Like a lot of like the old videos are like unlisted, but you can still find them. I have them like under like a certain section. They're like just by the year, like 2015, 16, 17. You can just look at them. They're all there. They're just unlisted.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure it was like March 2018 or at least sometime.
Okay. I do have something to talk about. Pal Park. Here's what I think they're gonna do with the.
I forgot about that.
I think they're gonna do exactly what they did in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, and I hope to God they do this. Go Park. That way you can transfer Pokemon from that are in the game from Pokemon Go to here, the Diamond Pearl remakes, without having to do the stupid home bullshit where you have to pay and all that stuff. If they did it for Let's Go, I think they'll do it for this game as well. They'll either do that or just take it out entirely and pretend like it never existed.
Or they'll just have another thing there in its place, because it'd be kind of weird to just get rid of that whole section, have nothing there.
Yeah. Guess you're right.
Because it's not just like one building, it's like kind of its own area.
Yeah, you could say that.
So there's definitely going to be something there at the very least.
I sure hope so. Oh yeah. One more thing. We will get a new mythical in the Sinnoh remakes.
Okay, explain to me again what the difference between mythical and legendary is.
Mythical are just you don't catch them in the game. They're event only.
Okay.
Mythical is like Mew, Jirachi. Legendary is like Palkia, Dialga. You can view the difference on Cerebi.
Okay. One tiny little thing about Legends, just something I like, is I like that Oshawott one of the starters. Just like Oshawott. He's like always been like a favorite of mine. I just like him. So I like that he's there. And obviously, if I do get this, obviously I'm gonna pick him. But,
oh yeah, I'm picking Oshawott too, 100%.
Yeah.
It's weird because I didn't think many people, because it seems like a lot of people like that Oshawott's in the game, and a lot of people are saying they're gonna go with Oshawott, which is really weird to me because Samurott is a pretty hated starter because it's quadrupedal, and I actually really like Samurott too, so that's the reason why I'm gonna be going with Oshawott. But yeah, there's pretty much nothing else we can talk about. So once and for all, do you want to wrap up this video? Because we've been talking for a minute. We've been talking for a good hour.
Yeah, but the Nin-Cast is known for its long length. So
yeah, how long are your Nin-Cast now? I don't think
I've tried to shorten them. Like, I've tried to limit them to like 30, 45 minutes, but there's plenty of them that go over an hour. Even to the point where I've like had
Do
to
you
split them
upload
up
your
into 2
Nin-Cast to your main
parts.
channel or your secondary channel?
They're on the secondary channel.
Oh, okay.
Like, cause the idea
Yeah,
is like
this
the
one
main channel is for like the properly edited stuff, and then the secondary channel is for like everything else: unboxings, stream highlights, the discussions. That's the idea. It's been like that
actually,
for the
there
last
is
2
something we
years
need
or
to talk
something.
about. There's a big elephant in the room that I totally forgot about.
What's that?
HMs.
Wait, what?
Yes, HMs. We haven't had.
Oh, I
any
forgot.
HMs.
Okay, yeah, I completely
I
forgot about that.
completely forgot. Yeah, because they haven't been in the game since
Like, even I
Omega
know
Ruby
they
and Alpha
haven't been in the
Sapphire.
games for a while.
We haven't had any HMs since 2014.
Okay,
And
wait, were they in Let's Go?
No.
Okay, then.
I want to say they'll continue to trend and get rid of them, because even on the website, they'll say it's like a faithful remake with all the improvements with the latest series.
I'm gonna say
at the
either.
same-
It could be either. I could see either. I don't know. Just
Yeah, I'm pretty much on the same boat. I hope we don't get them back, because having an HM slave on your team is so annoying, and I'm glad we don't have to do that anymore. I just can't.
weren't there like 4 water moves that were HMs or something?
Oh yeah, there was a shit ton of HMs in the games.
So, yeah.
In Heart Gold and Soul Silver, you had a Whirlpool, Waterfall, and Surf.
Yeah, cause like there's only really like a couple specifically that I really think of. Like obviously flying. I mean, come on, you gotta be able to fly. You know, surf. Obviously, you gotta be able to have that. Also, like cutting grass and stuff. Like those are the main ones I think of when I think of HMs. But obviously there's all the others. And yeah, having the have an HM slave. I don't think I ever really did that. Actually, no, I probably did. I just don't remember.
Yeah, I just
Okay.
keep like a group on my team or something.
I know for a fact I had one for like a bunch of the water stuff at the very least, but
You can just use the barrel for that. I think the barrel can run almost every HM.
so surf, whirlpool, waterfall, dive. Oh yeah, dive. So yeah, there's like 4 of them. I think. Oh yeah, at least if I'm reading this right, it actually looks like the games with the most amount of HMs actually was the Gen 4 ones. Just kind of.
So I really hope they figure out a way to get rid of them. I am leaning on the side that they will, but I just don't know how they would go about it, because I was thinking we weren't going to get the Pokétch and we get like a new variant of it or something, but no, the Pokétch is in the game. So I don't know how they're going to like go around HMs in the game.
Yeah, at first I was going to
But
say, well,
I'm
would it really matter that much? And then I'm just kind of thinking, well, hold on. Well, because I'm pretty sure there are sections in the game that are like basically gatekeeped, so you can't get there without having the HM. But you don't get the HM till a certain point of the game, so they don't want you to be able to go to that area early or whatever. So they can't just let you do whatever. Like for example, what did you call it? Like the Safari Zone thingy. What was it called? Darn it, the thing. No, not the Safari Zone itself. Like the thing you were talking about earlier that you forgot about. I forgot the name of it. Yeah, like that. You couldn't go to that until like a while into the game because you needed surf, for example. And the rock climbing move, all that stuff. You get the point, but yeah.
it was the same for like Let's Go, but they figured out a way around that. So I'm assuming it'll just do the same thing for this game. But then again, the way they got around HMs in the original game is they were called secret techniques, and they were basically just moves that weren't moves. They were just overworld moves. So maybe they'll do the same, but you can teach it to like any of your Pokemon could know it. Or like your whole party will know how to do it, or certain Pokemon in your party can do it without taking up a move slot.
Also,
Maybe that's how they get around it.
as far as the whole like gatekeeping you from doing certain things, they can just make it so that you can't use it until a certain point in the game. But then it's just like, oh yeah, now all of a sudden your Pokemon can use this move or whatever, or you can now do this. Just randomly.
I'm pretty sure that's how it worked in. They'll just make it work how they did in Let's Go. At least I hope. I really don't want to see HMs again.
Okay, there's one other thing I forgot about, but I want to talk about real quick. So,
Nin-Cast contests.
Actually, no, I completely forgot about that.
I'm sure contests will be in. They'll just keep them unchanged, so I'm not really worried about contests. Plus, I don't do contests anyway, so that's why I wasn't talking about them. But go on.
What I was gonna say is, I want to talk about like how they're gonna do like the Wi-Fi and like stuff like that, because we see in the trailer they have like the little Wi-Fi room with the animation where you spin down and everything. Like, also are we gonna have like?
I think the BTS could be back in these games. I actually forgot about that.
Also, are we gonna get like that plaza with like the mini game? Well, they can't be the same mini games because there's no mic or whatever. But like, I don't know, or the touch screen. But I don't know. Like, are we gonna get that or something like that? Like that'd be. Like, that's actually, isn't that like a platinum edition actually?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Because it's funny, because I actually remember distinctly looking in like the manual for Heart Gold and Soul Silver like 1,000 times back in the day, and there's a section in it that basically tells you what you can and can't do across all the Gen 4 games. It's like, oh, this thing is in platinum, but it's Diamond Pearl, and all that different kinds of stuff. Like a whole list. I remember looking at that so many times back then, but yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought I'd bring that up because yeah, they specifically show that like the old little lobby is there, which I like, but like, is there gonna be anything really more to it than just that's what it looks like? I don't know. Because it'd be cool if they brought back some kind of mini game plaza thingy like they had before, but that was also a later edition. So
one thing I'm thinking about is what are they going to do about gyms? Are they going to use Diamond Pearl gyms, Platinum gyms, or are they going to do like a hybrid?
They were different. Don't remember them being different.
They were very different, actually. They were extremely different.
Okay, well, what's so different about them?
Oh, there is a lot. The first gym wasn't different, but look it up and you'll be like, okay, yeah.
Like, is it just the order that's different, or is there more to it?
No, I mean like the gyms themselves.
Oh, like the actual layouts inside.
Yeah, the interior.
Okay, well, I want to look real quick because I don't remember that. I think I might have remembered like something else, but I don't remember like that specifically. Let's see. So you said the first.
Do you still have your copy of Diamond?
Yes. I still have all the old Pokemon games.
Do you still have Pokemon on there, or are they all transferred to black and white?
Okay, so here's the thing. Heart Gold was the main one I played, so I put all my, quote, good Pokemon on that, and Platinum, if it wasn't in Heart Gold, it was in Platinum. And then Diamond basically just became a glorified, like, vault for everything else I didn't really care about. Because why would I want to put them... Because, like, why would I play on Diamond when I can play on Platinum? Because Platinum's Diamond, but better. or whatever.
Yeah.
So I remember I definitely transferred... Okay, fun fact. I don't know if it was my Diamond Giratina, or my Platinum Giratina, or my Heart Gold Giratina, because of, like, that Sinnoh event that happened. But all I know is that one of my Giratinas is trapped on my Pokewalker that I lost an eternity ago.
Huh. You can actually get it back with PKX. Because with the 3DS, if you still have a 3DS, there's Homebrew where you can export your saves.
Well, I don't have a 3DS anymore. I still have a DSi, but that's about it. And even then, like, the card slot on it has been, like, really finicky for a while. So, yeah, but anyways, let me try and find the... Okay, well, that's completely different. Like, Eterna Gym. It's like Diamond and Pearl, it's just, like, a little maze. And then Platinum, it's got this whole flower clock and everything. It's like, what? Okay, now, I do remember the flower clock. I do remember that. Okay, yeah, that one's also completely different. Yeah, the first one's the same. Okay, no, this one's the same as well. That one's different. That one's the same. That one is slightly different. It's basically the same, but it's slightly different. Then that one is the same. So like 2.5 of them are different. Or sorry, no, 2.5 of them are the same, I mean. Okay, well,
Yeah.
I forgot about that, so okay then. I thought like it was something else, like the order or something.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, so yeah, now I think that's basically everything. So yeah, well, that was definitely interesting. So yeah, I guess that's basically it. So you still here?
Yes, I'm still here.
Okay, so yeah, I guess that's basically it. So yeah, thanks for being on one of these again, and basically carrying the discussion. That was mostly you talking, but that's fine with me.
Yeah,
because it's been a while.
I'm the Pokemon expert here.
Yeah.
Too long since I've been on a video.
Yeah, I wouldn't have had a ton to say. That's why I didn't make one of these originally. Was I felt like all I would say is, hey, we're getting the Diamond Pro remakes. Neat. We're getting Legends. Neat. I wouldn't have had that much to say, so... Yeah, it was your idea, really, to do this, though. That's the main reason why this is here, so...
I still have with speculation from when my name was Octoling Rift.
Yeah, he's been on a couple of these in the past, but it's been
We
a
gotta go back
long time.
We gotta go and change it back to DuoForce.
It's been a long time since anyone's been on one of these. It's been solo for like the last 2.5 years, but it's really nice to have someone else on one of these again. And hopefully,
I'm gonna go back and watch the Smash video just so I can see what we got right and what we got wrong.
And I'm sure we'll probably do another one of these in the future when we get more info and stuff. So yeah.
I see one with the Pokemon Let's Go logo before Let's Go was revealed.
Okay. Yeah, well, anyways, I guess that's really all.
It was good being on the channel again.
Yeah, so yeah, that's basically it. And yeah, if this video is like, what? Oh, this one's like 1 hour and 30 minutes. This is definitely a longer one than my last ones have been. So if you're still here after all this, then thank you for sticking around. And yeah, so this is Logan589XP. And yeah, we will see you guys some other time.